This is about assholes. When I come across a book entitled Assholes, a Theory, I am damn well going to get a copy of it and read it. I think it must have been hugely popular when it was first published. Who could resist a look? And I am quite sure that the publishers insisted on a second edition after the election of Donald Trump. Surely the author could add a new chapter reflecting on the behavior of our president. Trump is in the original volume, but briefly. The author says that he might be an asshole, but he is more likely a self-aggrandizing ass clown. I guess one is marginally worse than the other, with asshole taking the cake. I was disappointed in the book. It was written by a philosophy professor, and I found it plodding and overly technical, dry, and repetitious. The author is further identified as a surfer and, it probably had to be noted, but it makes me suspicious, not an asshole. The surfer reference turns out to be important as the author says that he was inspired to write the book because of the behavior of certain surfers around the world, those who ruin other riders' runs by stealing a wave in clear violation of surfer protocol and best practices. This makes the author a victim many times over of surfing assholes. He has suffered severe trauma at sea. The pain inflicted by an asshole appears to be akin to the damage done by a rapist, a permanent emotional scarring. It has a decided effect on the author. Being overtaken by obsessive rumination can seem like a personal flaw, or, in the extreme, a psychological disorder, he writes. He says that's not the case with him when it comes to assholes, but I think it is. For him, it's personal. The author is a huge proponent of cooperative behavior, the exact opposite of what you can expect from an asshole. And he spends a long section on what he calls asshole management, or dealing with an asshole. And he even ends his book with a letter to an asshole, hoping to persuade him to change his ways. All of this is a big waste of time, in my opinion. Almost by definition, there is no dealing with an asshole, on land, in the air, or at sea. The author seems to know this, but he labors away at it anyway, invoking hope and faith, ineffectual arms, against an asshole. He's better when describing various kinds of assholes, corporate assholes, political assholes, etc. He does make the connection between power and assholes. Power creates, or at least unleashes, the asshole. As rape is about power, so it is with assholes. You can see that most villains in the movies are assholes. That way we rejoice when they are defeated. In times of war, propaganda will make the enemy not just wrong and evil, but also an asshole. The election of Donald Trump begs the question, if the leader of a country is an asshole and he directs policies, can an entire nation act like an asshole? The author also covers what he calls asshole capitalism, but I think the phrase is purely redundant. An asshole can prosper under socialism or communism, but assholes thrive and blossom under capitalism. Assholes offend because they completely disregard others. They make a mockery of conventional values like trust and cooperation. But the even bigger problem is that assholes, by and large, are successful. As a functional strategy, it works. Leo the Lip DeRocher famously noted that nice guys finish last. There is much truth in that, and its opposite, that the assholes win. That doesn't mean that all winners are assholes, but assholes do tend to win, and that's what makes them especially galling. They win. They do what it takes to win. The author says that they work in a gray area, not exactly cheating or breaking the law, but they will do whatever it takes. That's the asshole's creed. Winning isn't everything, said Vince Lombardi. Winning is everything, said Vince Lombardi, spoken like a true asshole. Remember, the asshole doesn't care about being labeled an asshole. The asshole cares about success. When he stands at the peak of his game, whatever it may be, sports, business, politics, he will not care if others see him as an asshole. They're losers. What can you expect from them? Who cares what they think? The author mentions jerks, schmucks, and clueless douchebags, but the asshole transcends them. He has ambition, a purpose, an agenda. He is close to the psychopath and the Übermensch. He gets what he wants, and he doesn't care how he goes about it. And because of who he is and what he's done, he deserves to win. That's how he sees it. So we have losers and assholes. Which do you want to be? Fortunately, there is another option.